Hello, and welcome back to episode 2 of Boiling Points. In memory of Thea White, today we are going to be making Happy Plums. If you're familiar with the show Courage the Cowardly Dog, which Thea White played Muriel on, she made Happy Plums. And I don't know about you, but I've always wanted to try cartoon food, so let's recreate that today. Today we are going to be making a drink coined off of Courage called Liquid Courage. You're going to take your shaker. I have just an assortment of some fruits. There's some strawberries, a few blueberries, and some cherries in here. It's from my smoothie mix. You're going to plop that inside your mixer. You can use as much or as little as you'd like. It's kind of up to your preference. We are going to take a sugar cube, smash that in there. You're going to use a splash of club soda so that we can muddle this in our shaker, which it all muddles really nicely. All right, once you have this muddled, you're going to grab some vodka. Beautiful. Put your pour spout in, grab your jigger, and we're going to pour a polite 3 ounces. That's a lot of vodka. You're gonna take your 2 glasses and grab some ice. You need ice. You're gonna ice your glass. I believe in the golden rule of 3. Some people believe in the golden rule of 4. So for that, you're welcome. I put in 4. I'm gonna take 3 of these, drop it in my shaker. The ice can now leave. Make sure you have a good seal, because what you don't wanna do is I do this every time. Hold on, I got it. There we go. Because what you don't wanna do is drench yourself. Look how pretty that looks, guys. It's cold, and I'm over shaking, guys. Look at him go.
About 10 or 15 seconds is usually what you want.
10 or 15 seconds, apparently. Oh, you guys like my cinematography? Beautiful.
And then?
Get away from my bar!
And then?
What's happening here?
You strain. Some people double strain this, so some people use their actual handheld strainer and strain. But you do what you want. I'll let her pour.
Thank you. This is my show. Now that you make your mixologist do that for you, you're gonna strain. I really don't think this is gonna be good, guys. And I mean that in the most respectful way to myself. Because it's just like fruit and water right now. And water. Is vodka water? I hate club soda. I think it's like gross water. So we're gonna use ginger ale. Not ginger beer, ginger ale. A replacement for a Sprite, if you would. So here we go. Beautiful. You're going to take both your very beautiful drinks and you're going to pour. Beautiful. Alrighty. Let's get some liquid courage to make some Happy Plums. It definitely has alcohol in it. It's really light on the flavor of like fruit. So if you like, it definitely feels like a spring drink. It's summertime, so it kind of works in that. It's very light and refreshing. And during the heat wave we're in right now, it's a breath of relief. We are making Happy Plums. What you're going to need are plums. They're beautiful and delicious. You're going to need sour cream. I don't eat that, so I had to buy that personally for this. Some balsamic vinegar. That's a big word for Elmo. Some butter and brown sugar. I'm going to tell you that we will both be making Happy Plums, and then I'm going to adapt them a little bit to my own flavor palette. So for that, you need crescent rolls and some powdered sugar. You're going to take your plums and dice them in half and take the pit out. While you dice your plums, you're going to want to preheat your oven to 400 degrees. So we have a small roasting pan here, and you are going to set your plums inside of the roasting pan. We're gonna take a little bit of this butter, put it in a bowl and melt it down a little bit, spread that over on top of our plums and sprinkle some brown sugar, and we're gonna pop this in the oven. All right, we are going to drizzle some butter over. And then you're going to take some brown sugar, and they're not specific on the amount, so I guess like whatever feels good to you. What I like imagine it's doing is lightly glazing them, which sounds, again, fantastic. Remember, we wash our hands in this kitchen, so I've already washed my hands prior to that. We are now going to put the plums in the oven for about 15 minutes while we make a balsamic reduction. Okay, we are going to turn on the heat. I'm putting it at about a 4, because what we don't want it to do is boil. So we're gonna take about 1/4 of a cup of balsamic vinegar, which this stuff like doesn't pour as well as you think it would. Now, the recipe doesn't have a specific amount of how much you're supposed to use, which I will link where we got this from, but it's cartooncuisine.com. So this is kind of where I'm basing most of this off of. I think we're gonna add just a little bit more. So about 1/2 cup, just so we have enough. I would rather have too much than not enough. You wanna bring it almost to a boil and then turn down the heat so it thickens up, but it doesn't boil. So to add my twist to Happy Plums, we are going to use cupcake pans, muffin pans, whatever you wanna call them, and spritz them with some oil. You wanna make sure, this is my version of like using, instead of buying the spray pan, gosh. We are using croissant rolls. You could probably use puff pastry too, but for me, I love a good croissant. Croissant. You almost made me draw my croissant. Beautiful. And again, we wash our hands, so we are going to take a croissant wrapping, and I'm just gonna kind of like set it inside of here, like a little bowl, if you would. I've seen a lot of TikTok recipes. I love watching cooking shows, so I'm kind of just going with my own vibe of what I think would be really freaking good on these. And we're still gonna use all the same ingredients. We're just adding the croissant rolls or a puff pastry, whichever you prefer. You're gonna take your leftover brown sugar and put it inside of your leftover butter and mix that together. And then we're gonna use our little brush and brush it onto there. And you're just gonna lightly get it inside all of these because we want them to have just a good base of flavor. Croissant rolls are naturally buttery, so adding a little bit of sweetness into them is definitely something that's gonna make them good. And then adding in some roasted plums with a balsamic reduction. It's definitely gonna be interesting. Let's just say that. Listen, I don't know how to make a balsamic reduction, and this person didn't say how. All right, our plums are supposed to be done. We have some bubbles forming in our balsamic reduction. And so we've turned the heat off, and they are going to, it's going to simmer and thicken, is what the internet says. We're going to grab Kerchow, and we're going to pull out our plums that are half roasted and set them right there. So we hacked this. I am going to use half of these plums for my own and half for what Muriel intended. Once the balsamic reduction is thick, what your intention is to drizzle it over the plums and then put it back in the oven to roast for 5 to 10 minutes. Listen, I love this creator for helping us come up with all the ingredients for it. But like, I'm looking at this picture and I'm like, how did you get from this to that? So I've gotten a sudden burst of inspiration for my portion of the Happy Plums. I'm going to take some of this balsamic vinegar that doesn't seem to be thickening, but keeps reducing. We're gonna take this hot vinegar and we are going to add powdered sugar to it. And I'm gonna thicken it my motherfucking self. We're just gonna stir vigorously. You can kind of see the texture changing as you mix it in here. It's just getting a little bit more icing-like, if you will. I might have done something here, guys. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to drizzle this on top of these. It's not as thick as we would have hoped, but it's fine. Because you want to know what we do in this kitchen? We pivot. And then we're gonna roast these for about another 5 to 10 minutes. While we are roasting these, we are gonna put in our crescent rolls and muffins and let that chill in there for a little bit for about the 5 to 10 minutes. And I will see you after everything's roasted. Alrighty, let's pull these hoes out. Beautiful. Beautiful. We're gonna take some shot glasses and press into the middle of those to create a little bit of a hole. We're gonna let these sit and cool a little bit so that they can firm up and we can get them out of here. All right, let's finish up the Happy Plums Muriel's way. We have learned that Muriel's Happy Plums are a delicacy, something that you should lightly have and not have a huge serving. Now, I'm sure that there's something other people do. This is a very small, soft, and tender plum. I'm gonna take some of this sour cream, make it nice. We watched The Bear last night, so we're gonna copy this. Hold on. You ready, chef? And there you have it. Happy Plums. Imagine I'm a mad scientist with my crazy little rat, and I need something to soothe me so I don't take over the world. Grab a bit of sour cream, even though I hate sour cream and I can't process dairy. I need a little bit of liquid courage, if you would. Okay. I can do this. I can do this. Okay, the plum is absolutely delicious. That balsamic vinegar in there, it kind of makes it do that, like, you know, when you have sour candy and you go in like the back of your gums, like my mouth is salivating right now. Mm-hmm. That sour cream though, and that's the problem, is even if like the plum is fantastic, I hate sour cream. I can't stand sour cream. Guys, let's get a bite ready for the person that actually eats sour cream in this house. Yep, there it is, there it is. Do as I say, not as I do. God, don't cut like me. It gives everyone in the kitchen an anxiety attack. And I don't think you should do that to people that you're cooking to. Okay, we're gonna take this beautiful, nice roasted plum that is all nice and diced. We are going to, because we're staying true, we are taking a dollop of sour cream and putting it at the bottom. Because we gotta stay true to Muriel's vibe. So there's our little bit of sour cream. The butter and brown sugar, we're gonna drizzle that over there so that maybe we can I can think of it as like a cream cheese effect. And then we're going to take these and put them inside of there. Take this really pretty glaze that we made and drizzle it over. And there you have it. Happy Plums. This is either going to be really good or really bad. And there's really no in between. It smells really good. That's so good. Oh my God, that's so good. Wait a minute. Wait, bro, I could eat this entire thing right now. I think you're gonna like it. Okay, well, he didn't have an immediate reaction like I did, so.
If you're out on a little farm in the middle of nowhere, as are the characters in Courage the Cowardly Dog, then this is your delicacy. However, if you can go to the store and get some croissants, this is the preferred version.
Thank you all so much for joining me today here in my kitchen or TBR's kitchen, and can't wait to see you back for the next episode of Boiling Points. Remember to follow us on all of our social medias, and wherever you are in the multiverse, I hope you feel as contently towards Thea White as we do. A good workstation is a clean workstation, so make sure you keep your towel either in your little pouch of your apron or over your shoulder, or over this shoulder where your mic isn't sitting. All right, you are going to dice your pears? Fuck.